On today's episode of Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand, this is going to be part 3 of who knows how many of our BFCM 2023 series. Really looking forward to diving into this one today. Today, we're going to be talking all about really getting set up for BFCM. You guys are not going to want to miss this one if you want to make boatloads this BFCM. Hey guys, Jordan West back with another episode of Secrets to Scaling Your E-commerce Brand. Hey, really, really good to have you here. I don't know who of you is listening, but I know that lots of you are. And so I really appreciate that. I appreciate you, just listening, using the things that I say, and then actually doing incredible work. That just makes me so happy. Thanks to everyone who's reached out to me recently saying, hey, this episode was helpful. That's what I live for, guys. That's legit why I do this. There's times where I think like, how can I monetize this better? And I'm like, no. I just need you guys to reach out and say, hey, I used this and it worked and I grew our business, and that makes my day. So let's get into it today. I want to make sure you guys get lots of value for your time here. We're going to try and make these short and punchy and really actionable so that you guys can actually survive and thrive this BFCM. Let's get into it. So if you have not been around for the last 2 episodes, I really recommend you go to BFCM number 1, BFCM number 2. This is BFCM number 3. We went through, let me go back to the old Rolodex here and let you know what we've gone through so far. So number 1, we talked about planning for this longer sales period. So, if you guys are listening to this right now, let's just get into this sales period right now. Number 2, we talked about really leveraging your data to identify which products are actually going to work. We talked about the ABC analysis. We talked about crafting an irresistible offer. I've got an entire course on that as well that we will throw into the show notes as well for you guys to do. And sorry, it's a free course. So why not? Number 4, we talked about shipping. Then when we moved on to episode number 2, we talked about your loyal customers. We talked, what do you do with those loyal customers? How do you make sure to segment your loyal customers and your new customers? We talked about how to actually organize your sales. We talked about doubling down on top sales channels. And then we talked about retargeting past visitors and customers. So today, what we're going to be talking about is planning and launching your email marketing campaigns early. So what am I talking about with early? I'm talking about now, guys. I'm talking about right now. You listen to this episode and then take my advice and just go out there and do it. So number 1, let's just talk about, when it makes sense, right? Without completely cannibalizing your sales today, how do you launch these email campaigns now, right? So number 1 is just optimizing your site for email capture, right? This should be something that you're doing all year. Oh, I said the should word. This is something. Anyway, I'll keep using the should word until I can figure out a better word for it. But a really, really good thing to do is to actually be able to optimize your site for email capture, A/B test, all sorts of different offers. We're actually testing something interesting at one of our brands right now, and it's just a giveaway. It's just a $300 giveaway. So instead of giving a big discount on the front end, we're doing a giveaway. Interestingly, so you'd think, oh yeah, I guess your conversion rate is way down. Actually not. We're still sitting right around 4%, which is phenomenal in apparel. This is an apparel brand. So yeah, really, really cool stuff there. Love split testing the different ways to get emails. So discount versus a giveaway. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. You've got the spin to win. I don't know if I love that, but it's definitely an interesting way to go about it. So really just make it easier for your visitors to actually stay informed about it. This is a really good time to get people on your SMS list, right? Like SMS people are going to get a special offer during this time. Just make sure you're enticing signups by offering something, right? It needs to just be something. Doesn't have to be a discount. I've talked about this lots. Does not have to be a discount. Number 2, personally associate email campaigns, right? I know this is obvious, but making sure that you have the data feeds set up. So when you're retargeting people within your emails, Klaviyo, SendLane, they can all do this. Making sure that you're actually personalizing these emails for them. If you have multiple different age segments, make sure that you're using those age segments to personalize their experience, right? So I'll give a great example just because Little and Lively is a great example of this, right? We have multiple different brands within the Kindred studio. Little and Lively just happens to be our baby clothing brand. Well, Dwelling Apparel is our women's line. I guess there's actually some men's stuff in there too, but we're not going to, anybody who's only purchased from Dwelling, we're not going to send them baby stuff, right? It just doesn't make sense. So make sure that you're personalizing that. Really, really important stuff within there. Send warm-up emails with instant teasers. This is really, really great, right? Let people know, hey, here's a little bit about what's going on without cannibalizing today's sales, right? I actually heard a really, really great idea, or actually was chatting with one of my consulting clients about this. about having an early bird special, right? So some kind of early bird special so that people who were scared about items running out, this is a really, really good way to do it. Again, make sure to thank your customers. I think it's really, really important during this time just to say, hey, thanks so much. You're going to get a ton of new customers during this time. There's probably a ton of people who are on your list who are just waiting for BFCM, right? This is the time where, they don't have to justify their purchases to their spouses. It's just like, oh, it's holiday season. So this is what we're doing. So that is my recommendation there. And then obviously make sure this is really the time to go through, audit your email campaigns, go into your abandoned cart emails, check those out. Go, some other really great ones too is browse abandonment, right? So looking into your browse abandonment, just remember that those abandoned cart emails actually work. It's actually crazy how well they work. So again, I've done a bunch of episodes on email marketing. Feel free to go back into the archives and take a look at those. But really, really important that your email and SMS strategy lines up with what you want to do. And again, remember, there is that balance between cannibalizing today's sales for tomorrow's sales. But if you can handle that cash flow wise, then go for it. Go for it and do a big launch at the time. All right, let's talk about updating your homepage with seasonal creative. This is something, and I think we talked about this in either episode 1 or 2. I've also talked about this on my within my mastermind and with all my consulting clients that I work with, which are not a lot, by the way. I do not work with a lot of consulting clients, so don't get the idea that you can call me up and consult. I just don't have much time, so I just want to get that out of the way. There's just a few people in this world that I really, really like working with, and so I do consulting with them. Anywho, so let's talk about updating your homepage with seasonal creative. So number one, I heard a really, really good idea within my mastermind yesterday with just creating gift guides. So the idea is that all you have to do, you barely even have to make new pages, but you can just create a holiday gift guide, right? So you can say gifts for him, gifts for her, gifts for grandma, gifts for your kid, gifts for your dog, right? This whole gift guide sort of idea, I really think is the way to go during holiday. So not necessarily having to lead just with discount, but also having that the whole idea of gifting at the forefront of it, right? So updating your homepage with ideas like that, to me, that's like seasonal creative, right? If you don't have somebody, reach out to us at Upgrowth Commerce. It's potentially something that we can help you out with really quick. And it's really, really simple to do. But gift guides are an absolute must this year. I'm going to talk about something that you're going to say like, okay. But just remember that most traffic is coming through mobile. Now, something interestingly that we're still seeing, and I'd love to hear some stats from you guys on this too. We're still seeing browse on mobile, buy on desktop to the tune of about 60-40 is kind of what we're seeing across our clients and across our brands. So just remember that desktop is not dead. A lot of people really like to shop on desktop. A lot of people have their credit card saved on desktop. So just remember, your site needs to be mobile friendly, but just remember that your desktop experience still actually matters, right? It's not like it's, completely dead. People use mobile and desktop, just like you guys all probably do. So just remember to take a look. Sometimes even on Shopify, sometimes it's really interesting what can happen with the mobile experience. So what I would do is just get your team members, get yourself, just go through, audit your site, go through as though you're a user, get your family members to go through, let them know like, hey, were you able to find everything? That's a really interesting way to see how good your site is just get a bunch of family members to go through, create a Loom video while they're going through the site, and they can hopefully do that on their mobile, or you can get them to create that just using the record app on their iPhones. That's a really good way. But it's a really easy way to be able to see like, hey, shop as though you're shopping for your niece, right? And then get them to go on and see how the experience is. I will bet you that they will find a bunch of issues that you have no idea about. And so this is how we get ready for Black Friday. I think we're going to cut it off right there, guys. That's a bunch of stuff for you guys to work on this week. Sorry, I feel like I'm in coach consultant mode now. There's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of action items for you guys, and I will be checking in with you on the next episode. But again, we talked about emails, going through and auditing your entire sequence and series, and remember to make them holiday themed. We talked about updating your homepage with seasonal creative. I'm talking about gift guides. I'm talking about all of that kind of stuff that is really going to make people understand, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do here. And then we just talked about assessing your site for mobile friendliness, for desktop friendliness. Again, get some friends over there, maybe get your VIPs on there and just ask them to start shopping and film their experience. I really like that idea rather than heat mapping because you can get some really good feedback very fast and be like, oh, I didn't know that was an issue. Oh, they can't find the nav. Oh, they can't find the search bar. All of those kinds of things can really lead to a lot of success. So, yeah, I hope everybody is doing great this Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. Appreciate you all so much for tuning in. Honestly, this is why I do this. So, thank you. If I could ask a favor of you guys, if you could leave us a review on Spotify specifically, we've got a ton of reviews. Thank you, everybody who's left us reviews on Apple. But Spotify is really getting up there as far as people's usage on podcasts. So if I can get you guys to leave a review on Spotify, that would absolutely make my day. And just send me a little note. I actually read. So if you guys want to get a hold of me, I actually still manage my own LinkedIn and Twitter inboxes. So if you guys want to get a hold of me, that is the place to do it. Thank you guys again so much. BFCM 4 will definitely be coming your way very soon. Have a great day.